Hey, what's up guys, it's Unleash here today, and we're back with another video on Sonic Frontiers. DOS. And in today's video, we have some more news about and surrounding Sonic Frontiers 2, so we're going to take a look at it because it's actually pretty interesting for the most part. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. Onto Twitter, WeSonic, Rush 3D. So we return back to Sega informant Moriyoshi Goto, Overpriced Racing Crossworlds. Moriyoshi Goto has been credited in Overpriced Racing Crossworlds under studio management. This means that the 3D Sonic director had a hand in the upkeep and conditions of the studio than just one single team. Alright, Kishi Goto's got a promotion! How lovely! That's my quote, right? That's my quote. This is a new role that, from what we're aware of, is a first for Kishi Goto. He'll be playing a part towards managing the daily operations of Sonic Team entirely, rather than just one project, from office equipment, communications, employee well-being, and more. From working as game director to now being a part of Sonic Team studio management, this could be classed as a promotion of some sorts. It'd mean that Kishi Goto naturally has more control of the entire studio and their working conditions. Now this entire thing is actually very interesting for Sonic Frontiers 2, because this means that Kishimoto will actually have a lot more control over how the game actually runs, rather than before where Sega were like calling the shots mainly. And this is even more interesting considering the fact that Kishi Goto back in 2023 was taking a lot of fan feedback. And back then we were all saying that, oh yeah, Kishimoto might appreciate our concerns, but he's not going to do anything with it because, I mean, he might even not be able to do anything with it. But as it stands right now, no, it seems that it is the complete opposite right now. Kishimoto might actually be able to implement a lot of that feedback into the sequel for Frontiers, which would be pretty huge actually. And we'll see later on in today's video this actually remains true. Next we have a tweet from Sega themselves, as they see right here. Thanks for visiting the Sega office, Thundercat. And this guy right here, he is a musician. And why would Sega invite a musician to their office? I mean, they could have just been doing it for nothing. I mean, he might be a big Sega fan, I don't know. But maybe there's a chance he's actually doing something for a Sega game. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean specifically for Sonic because, I mean, it could be anything, right? I mean, Jet Set Radio has been in development right now, so he could be doing it for that. But from what I've heard of this guy's music, I wouldn't mind hearing him for a Sonic, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe some Knuckles music or just anything in general for Sonic. It'll kind of go hard, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Sega have been going after big names, it seems like Kellen Quinn, all the people on Crossworlds and whatnot. One OK Rock for vandalizing Frontiers. So if this actually does lead to something being Sonic related, then I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, would Sega announce it publicly like this if he was doing something for a Sonic game? Probably not actually. So while I wouldn't get entirely excited for Thundercat being on a Sonic game right now, there's a slim chance, so I just keep it in the back of your mind right now. Here we have a leak that somebody sent to me on Twitter and said that you should cover it, and I'm just gonna say this right now, this leak is completely and utterly fake, but I'll cover it just for completion's sake. It's essentially the same game again, just with marginally more polish and refinement. Open zone format returns, boost gameplay returns, no real sense of momentum from what I saw, skill tree returns, linear stages returns, combat is mostly unchanged, slightly better animation quality, was called Sonic Future when I saw it, but that crap can always change. Prepping for a reveal at the Game Awards in December. From what was shown to me, it looks to be just Frontiers but better. Some people will be fine with that, but it's not going to be the big innovation that Sonic fans wanted. Any other leaks or insider info about momentum-based gameplay or return to the adventure formula are total BS. I saw a slice of gameplay and concept work at an internal presentation. Due to the nature of my job, I can't tell you how I got invited. You can doubt me all you want, that's totally fair and I don't blame you, but you'll find out I was telling the truth soon enough. And yeah, as you can tell, he was saying a whole lot of nothing pretty much. A whole lot of nothing was said right there. Like, yeah, open zone gameplay returns, who could have seen that? Skill tree, wow, linear stages, woo. So for the person out there who wanted me to cover this leak, well, there you go. Now hopefully we don't eat all our words right now and don't come back in 2 months time and see that this leak was actually real, because that'd be a real shame. But anyway, it's time for the more juicy stuff as we return back to pretty much Sonic Twitter, where that random group who somehow knows Sonic Team insider stuff have appeared again with some more interesting information. So right here, first screenshot, we have some Sonic 35th anniversary, I think it was a colouring book or something that's been appearing on some websites now. Then Super Ult points out, bro, is Knuckles started doing commission with the Master Emerald? Why is it the center focus this much? And yeah, I did find this weird when we first saw this logo a couple months ago, because the Master Emerald is in Sonic's head. I thought it was a very random. But according to Ilias, no, hashtag foreshadowing, this Master Emerald means something. Now, interestingly enough, some of those early Frontiers 2 leaks that we talked about, I think it was last year now actually, mentioned something about a digitized Master Emerald being on an island similar to Angel Island called Summit Spire. So does that mean anything's real with that leak? I don't know, but again, just keep it in the back of your mind. Then here we have Powerful. Now this person has some credibility because of their Crossworlds leaks and then some things about Frontiers 2 earlier this year. I do not intend on talking about Frontiers 2 in any fashion from here on until the announcement. Given how close it is, some things are best seen firsthand. I think it's going to be an awesome game, so please don't ruin that experience for yourself. And I mean, we are kind of ruining it right now, so I guess we're throwing all that away, but yeah, Frontiers 2 at the Game Awards and is apparently going to be an awesome game, which is only getting our expectations up even more. Pray that Kishi Goto doesn't disappoint us all in 2 months. Back to Ilias. People dooming and crying for new models and for months like Kyle, but feel like their mom kinda homeless. Essentially saying that, yeah, Frontiers 2 will have new models. Don't doom and gloom about it, because it will happen. Then we have Mr. G-Dub-A being quote-retweeted by Ilias. And I'm fairly certain that G-Dub was quote-retweeting a Sonic Frontiers model edit. And then Ilias says that, yeah, these tubers are gonna end up disliking what we're gonna end up with if this is their mentality. Then here's where things get interesting. G-Dub says, all I'm saying is that the fans overdo stuff way too often. I trust the professionals, don't worry. Then Ilias says, luckily the fans that managed to get to the professionals provided the necessary feedback. So you remember how I said earlier that Kishimoto was taking fan feedback, and because he's actually like a higher point in Sonic Team now, he can actually put a lot of those things into the game now because he has more control over things? Well, this is again showing that this might be the case once more. Kishimoto is part of the big leagues now, and Sega themselves are going to give him a lot more creative control this time around compared to Frontiers 1, which is again, very good news. Then to end off with this G-Dub thing here, while saying that, do we really know they are changing anything? And obviously Ilias says pretty much that he can't say anything right now. Then once more, things about Sega and Sonic Team pretty much. Yeah, honestly I'm confused why so many people are expecting the next game will be revolutionary. It's partly because of Kishimoto on Twitter. I feel the vocal minority being sick of the booth is also a big factor. However, the sad reality is that it's a vocal minority for a reason, especially when that gets completely overshadowed by Shadow Genesis' reception. Even if Sonic Team wants to innovate, I can imagine Sega going, but why? Shadow Gen's got great reception and didn't have to make it revolutionary and for way cheaper, because Sega is known for playing it safe even with their solid games. And then in the replies we have 2 people in the know spamming the speed gifs saying that yeah buddy, you're wrong, because Kishi Goto is actually in charge now. He runs things around here, and yeah, he has more creative control than people actually give him credit for now. And then the final bit of info we have right here from Ilias once more. CD 06 and Frontiers Love Child. Might want to include the GBA era in there, specifically the second one. So CD, 06 and Advanced 2. These 3 games all kind of have something in common. Things to do with max speed essentially, because Advanced 2 and CD are about using your speed to go faster, and in CD's case that is pretty much time travel. And then 06 just has max speed as like an entire thing. I don't think they're relating to anything else about 06, could be wrong here though. And then Frontiers Love Child obviously makes sense because it's the Frontiers sequel, so of course it could be a Frontiers Love Child. But the theme right here to take away is the fact that Frontiers 2 will have basically momentum essentially, and it's all going to be based around keeping up your speed to enter assume a boost mode from what we've been hearing in the early leaks. Again, those could be false, but that's what I'm basing my thoughts on right now. Anyways, yeah, that about does it for today's video then. So Sonic Frontiers 2 really is starting to heat things up. With Kishi Goto actually being a lot more in charge than before, it seems that we could be expecting Sonic Frontiers 2 to be quite revolutionary. Maybe with new models, new ways of gameplay. Frontiers 2 might be the game that we've been needing for, honestly, years. This should have been the game that Frontiers 1 was trying to be, and then they should have been the game that Force was trying to be, and just basically any game really. But I guess the sentiment is that better late than never, and it seems that we're actually getting it this time, so this should be quite interesting. But let me know your thoughts on all this information. Does this get you more hype for Sonic Frontiers 2, or do you think this is all a lie and you're being very skeptical right now? Let me know down below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become Unleashed by pressing that join button down below. Remember, it's not necessary. And I will see you all next time. Peace.